I recently applied, got approved for the American Express Delta Platinum Business card. But you should know that I was already at 5 American Express credit cards, which is kind of the soft limit for how many credit cards Amex can approve you for. And that's across both personal as well as business credit cards. This number excludes charge cards such as the American Express Platinum card and the American Express Gold card. Today, we'll talk about the features of this credit card, why I got this credit card, and what I intend to do with the credit card after its first year. If you're new here, my name is Abhi. This is Credit Debit with Abhi. If you like this kind of content, hit the like and subscribe button. And like we do in all of our videos, without further ado, let's dive in. Let's get started with the basics of the credit card. You should know that you can apply for a business credit card even if you do not have an LLC or an S Corp established. Even as a sole proprietor, you can apply for a business credit card. This card comes with a $350 annual fee. And for that annual fee, you get a slew of credits in typical American Express fashion. You get a $120 rideshare credit, which is broken down into $10 every single month. And you can use this for trips with Uber or Lyft. Bear in mind that I used this on Waymo and it didn't trigger the credit. So make sure you read the terms and conditions as to which services apply. You also get a $120 Resy credit that's broken down into $10 every single month. And here, you don't actually have to book the table through Resy, but you just have to use the card when you dine at a Resy restaurant. You also get a $200 annual hotel credit. Now to use this credit, you have to use the Delta travel portal and book a hotel and pay with this credit card. You also get a Delta companion certificate for a main cabin round trip within the US, Mexico, the Caribbean, or Central America. You do have to pay the taxes and fees, which can range between $22 and $250. With this card, if you're using your Delta points for travel, you get 15% off on the retail prices. Because this is a Delta card, you get some Delta specific benefits. Let's talk about them. You get an MQD head start. MQD stands for Medallion Qualifying Dollars. It's Delta lingo for how much money you've spent with the airline, and that's the only currency that matters in terms of getting status with the airline. With this card, you get 2,500 MQDs. You need 5,000 MQDs to get to silver, 10,000 to get to gold, and 15,000 to get to platinum. And since you have the reserve and the platinum card on both the personal as well as the business side, you can basically accumulate 4 of these credit cards and get to gold that way. Not a strategy I'm recommending, but if you really do care about Delta status, that's one way to get there. Coming back to this credit card, you get an MQD boost. And what that means is that every time you spend $20 on the credit card, you get 1 MQD. Speaking of spending on the credit card, let's talk about the multipliers on this credit card. You get 3x back when you book hotels or Delta Airlines through the credit card, 1.5x back on transit and US shipping providers, and 1x back on everything else. As with most Delta cards, this is not a multiplier heaven by any stretch. With the features and the benefits of the credit card out of the way, let's talk about why I applied for this credit card. Like I mentioned right at the top, every single credit card system has its own set of rules. Chase has the infamous 524, which basically means that if you have more than 4 credit cards that you've opened in the last 24 months, you're going to be disapproved for any Chase credit card. Similar to that, Amex has a soft rule where if you have 5 American Express credit cards, you're not going to be approved for more. They exclude the charge cards, but the 5 credit cards I already had open with American Express were the Amex Bonvoy Brilliant card, 2 Hilton Aspire cards, 1 Delta Reserve personal credit card, and 1 Blue Cash Everyday credit card. I've thought time and again about canceling the Blue Cash Everyday credit card, but that was one of the first credit cards I ever opened, and closing that down will drastically impact the average age of my credit history. So I've always kept that open. So it was to my surprise when I received an email from American Express asking me to apply for the Delta SkyMiles Reserve business credit card, because that would be the 6th credit card I have with American Express. I clicked on this link, went to the website, and I wasn't too keen on getting the SkyMile Reserve credit card because of its annual fee and because I already have it on the personal side. But as I went to the website to check what the application process would look like, I came across the Delta SkyMiles Platinum credit card as well. And that was a little more interesting than the SkyMiles Reserve credit card on the business side. 1, because of the lower annual fee. 2, because of the elevated intro offer on these credit cards at the time. So currently, if you see, you can get 70,000 points in the first 6 months of card ownership, whereas the offer I have is 95,000 points in the first 6 months of card ownership after spending $5,000. And most importantly, the credit card appealed to me because of what I had said in one of my earlier videos at the beginning of the year with my credit card strategy for the year, which was that I wanted to get to Delta Platinum status this year and Hyatt Globalist. Now I'm progressing well, but I don't foresee a lot of travel on the Delta side of things. So getting this card would have meant 2,500 MQDs in addition to the 2,500 MQDs I get with my personal credit card. So that's 5,000 MQDs right there, and that technically would get me over the platinum limit of 15,000 MQDs. Another reason the Delta Reserve card didn't make sense is the number of benefits that existed with the credit card. I don't see myself using most of those benefits with my business expenses. And I'm not one of those people who's going to recommend that you put personal expenses on your business credit card, especially if you mean to run your business like it's supposed to be run. That then brings us to what my strategy is going to be with this credit card long term. After the first year of card ownership, what do I intend to do? I always recommend that you keep a credit card open for at least 12 months. If you start canceling your credit cards after you get the intro offer within the 12-month period, you're most likely going to be stuck in Amex pop-up jail. That's Amex parlance for not giving you an intro offer on any future credit cards that you apply for. Like I said earlier with the Reserve credit card, I don't see myself using a lot of the credits on this credit card either. I don't see myself using the rideshare credit for my business expenses, nor do I see myself using the Resy credits for my business expenses. When you hear that, you might think, that means that you're probably going to either downgrade this credit card to the $0 annual fee credit card or cancel it altogether. Well, the answer is a little different. Let me explain. While I won't be able to use the credits and use that to offset the annual fee as it looks on paper, there are two key benefits on this credit card that I think will force me to keep this credit card open for the long run. Number one is the companion certificate on the credit card. We fly between New York and LA all the time, and a round trip for these flights can cost up to $600 easily. So for two people, we're looking at $1,200. Now, there are a lot of times we'll use Delta points to make that booking, but a companion certificate comes in really handy to cut the cost of these flights in half. Yes, you do have to pay the taxes and fees, but rarely, if ever, I've seen them in the region of $250. So if I take the companion fare at almost face value minus some of the taxes and fees, I can easily extract up to $500 from them. Add to that I get 2,500 MQDs every single year that helps me move towards Delta status if I want to continue pursuing it in the future years. But even without that, the companion certificate in and of itself can cover off the annual fee on the credit card. There are some other benefits on the credit card too that I didn't talk about earlier, like Zone 5 boarding, complimentary upgrade, and first check bag free, because I get those things with my personal credit card as well. But if you are planning to get this credit card, that might be even the difference maker of why you keep this credit card open in the long run. If you have this credit card, let me know in the comments below what you think about it and what are some of the ways that you uniquely use this credit card. And like always, I'll see you in the next one.